Hi, and welcome to the Health for Life podcast for those who want to build strong trucks and strong bodies. This is Kevin Muniz and Maya Hickman, your wellness team, bringing you practical tips and tricks to improve your health.
Hello, everybody. February is a heart health month, so today's topic is heart health. We will talk about how you can take good care of your heart and what you can do to prevent heart disease, which remains number one cause of mortality in the US still.
Yeah, in fact, someone dies of heart disease every 36 seconds and of a stroke every 3 minutes. Now, as sobering as these stats are, keep in mind that lifestyle plays an important role in heart disease prevention. So, before we dig a little bit deeper in what we can do, let's talk about what heart disease is, some symptoms, and some of the risk factors.
Yeah, absolutely. So the term heart disease refers to several different types of heart conditions. The most common type of heart disease in the United States is coronary artery disease. This affects the blood flow to the heart, and when that flow is decreased, it can cause heart attack. Symptoms of heart attack or heart disease are not always diagnosed until a person actually starts experiencing signs and symptoms of heart attack or heart failure or arrhythmia.
And that's very true. Which is why it's important to watch for these symptoms such as like chest pain and chest discomfort, upper back or neck pain, indigestion, heartburn, nausea, vomiting, in some cases extreme fatigue and dizziness, shortness of breath, and then swelling of the ankles, feet, legs, abdomen. It's really important to take these symptoms seriously and schedule an appointment with your provider.
Yeah, please do. It is always best to get checked and just be safe. Be particularly mindful of these symptoms if you have any of the key factors, key risk factors for heart disease, such as smoking, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol. Now, good news is that all three of these things and others we can change with lifestyle modifications. Some of the additional risk factors are being overweight and obese, unhealthy diet, excessive alcohol intake, physical inactivity, and diabetes. So, Kevin, are you noticing a trend here?
Oh, yes, absolutely there. All of these risk factors are things that we have control over and can change, which is wonderful news for us. Now, we're not suggesting that you make making lifestyle changes easy, but it's really good to know that we have the power to make a difference and that heart disease is not inevitable.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it is clear that healthy diet and physical activity are two of the main factors that can help lead to a healthy heart and longevity. There's no doubt about that. There's so many different ways to move, though, and exercise. So, Kevin, you being the exercise expert of the two of us here, when it comes to heart health specifically, are there certain types of exercise that are better than others? Now, for example, do we need to do cardio for healthy heart? Tell us more about that.
Okay, so the American Heart Association recommends just to maintain a healthy heart, we need to get 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week. So this could break down to be like 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And you could break it down into even smaller chunks, like 3 10-minute chunks of moderate cardio activity per day. Now, that being said, walking is one of the most beneficial exercises that we can do. But when we get to a certain fitness level, walking stops being exercise and just starts being activity. And that's a great problem to run into. So when we do finally hit that threshold of walking stops being exercise and starts becoming activity, the easier thing to do would just be to add in some speed, maybe add in some hills, some stairs if you're walking around inside. But you don't need to go out and become a triathlete with a $1,500 bike or go run hundreds of miles per month and things like that. Walking is going to be one of the best things that we could do for our heart.
I love that. And then everybody can walk, right? It's a pretty easy, or most of us can. Some people I hear use those ankle weights. What do you think about those to kind of amp up the intensity?
I don't recommend those because it
Ah,
it throws off your natural gait. of your walk, and it can actually lead to hip and lower back pain. If you wanted to add some some resistance like that, some small hand weights or a weight vest would be a better option than putting on ankle weights.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that
Yeah.
clarification. That's really helpful. Now, I personally really enjoy strength training. So I go to gym and lift some weights. I like yoga. I do hot yoga to amp up the intensity.
Mhm.
But I'm not a huge fan of, running or cardio in general. So I'm just curious, what role does resistance training play? And how can those of us that don't like running and cardio in general still get some good cardio training?
So resistance training is essential. This is going to create a strong core, which is going to keep our back safe. It's going to keep our hips and legs safe. But it's also going to get our tendons and ligaments stronger and our bones stronger. So as we age, we won't have that brittle bone syndrome. So if you do happen to take a fall, you're less likely to get injured if you have done some resistance training. Now, you can do a thing called circuit training where you move from one resistance exercise to the next with very minimal rest in between each exercise. And this could almost replace doing cardio. So you'll get your heart rate up like you would be running, but you're also lifting weights and doing that resistance training. So you get the best of both worlds there. And it's super time efficient. So you don't have to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours at the gym.
I love that suggestion. It's kind of like a lot of bang for the buck, so to speak. That's
Right.
awesome.
So we talked earlier about lifestyle and it being the whole thing. Is there anything particularly that's diet related that would be recommended for heart health specifically?
Yeah, there actually are two diet plans or ways of eating, if you'd like, that have been researched and have both shown amazing benefits for heart health specifically. The first one that was designed for hypertension is called DASH, and I'm sure some of you have heard about that. It stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. And the other one is Mediterranean diet, which keeps coming on top as one of the healthiest and most balanced diets overall.
Oh, that sounds cool. What makes these diets so good for our hearts?
Well, they actually have a lot in common. They are both high in fiber, so fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, stuff like that, your beans and lentils. They're high in healthy fats, nuts and seeds, fish, olive oil, avocado oil, stuff like that. And they're low in trans and saturated fats and high in lean protein. So, for example, we are not eating too much bacon and such, but we focus on
Mhm.
poultry and fish and plant protein like tofu and beans. They're low in processed foods and added sugar, and they're moderate in alcohol. So, if you're interested in learning more, please stop by the Family Health Center. I will be happy to chat about these diets and more.
Yeah, okay. So you mentioned fiber, and we all know that fiber is good for our GI health, our gut health. Can you tell us a little bit more about the role of fiber in heart health?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are two different types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. Insoluble fiber is the cellulose found in the plant wall. It adds bulk to the stool and appears to help food pass more quickly through the stomach and intestines. So that's that GI gut health role of fiber. Soluble fiber, on the other hand, attaches to the cholesterol particles in the small intestine and it prevents them from entering the bloodstream. So it just travels out of our body and exits the body through the feces. So pretty cool.
That is really cool. So it's almost like the fiber is acting like a hall monitor and just like getting rid of cholesterol before it could even get into our bodies.
Yeah, I tell people
I'm
it's kind of like a magnet, kind of picks it up and
yeah.
takes it out.
So what are some good sources of soluble fiber, and how much do we need per day? And does it vary between men and women?
That's a great question. Some of the good soluble fiber sources are nuts, beans, lentils, blueberries, apples, chia seeds, oatmeal. So that dash Mediterranean diet way of eating. Recommended daily allowance for men is 38 grams of fiber per day, and for women about 25. And by more, more is typically better. This is just the minimum. And some people opt for fiber supplements such as Benefiber or Metamucil, and these are okay options if you think that you're not getting enough fiber in your diet.
Okay. So we talked about physical activity and nutrition, which are clearly important. However, I would like to bring up the importance of stress management, adequate sleep, and just overall good self care. So we're making sure that we're monitoring our blood pressure regularly. And if you have hypertension, to make sure that you're taking your medicine as prescribed, prioritizing sleep, and get help to manage your stress.
Yeah, we often underestimate the impact that lack of sleep and stress have on our health, our overall health. When these issues become chronic, the impact on heart health can be significant. Heart disease is also linked to certain conditions related to stress, such as anxiety, depression, being cut off from friends and family, just feeling lonely. So it is really important to take care of our minds as well and just take time to rest and relax.
Yeah, no, so guys, just keep in mind that we have lots of resources here at Volvo. This is like the providers, the health coaching that's available in the clinic at no cost to you. We now have 3 athletic trainers that are also at no cost to you. So if you're experiencing some sort of joint or chronic muscle pain, they can help. We also have the fitness center, which is a fantastic way to release some of that stress. And then you get access to me and my WebMT team as well. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I'm pretty sure we have some resources to help with mental health as well. Can you tell us more about that?
So included in our or in your insurance plans, we have the Health Advocate Program, which is your employee assistance program. So they are available to you at no cost as well. And then there are more additional resources if you look into Anthem. They have additional mental health resources available for you.
That is really, really wonderful. So please, feel free to stop by the clinic anytime to check your blood pressure if you are worried about it, just curious. Have your blood work done, check your lipids, your cholesterol. It is always best to be proactive with our health and take preventive measures whenever we can. I am also here to talk to you about nutrition, obviously, weight management, but also stress management, tobacco cessation, any other wellness topic you need help with or would like to learn more about.
Yes, we are here to support you. So keep in mind that any small healthy habit that you can incorporate today can make a huge difference for you in the future. If you don't have time to set up exercise multiple times per week for an hour, that's okay. Even 10-minute sessions add up over time. Any movement is better than no movement at all.
Exactly. And same goes for nutrition, any other healthy behavior. Honestly, if the only thing you can do today is have a healthy breakfast or have a piece of fruit for a snack, that's amazing. We all need to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's excellent. So that brings us to the end of our podcast today. I want to thank everybody for listening in. And as always, to reach out to us for more information on tips for healthy eating, exercise, wellness, feel free to reach out to
Maya.hickman@premisehealth.com.
or at kevin.muniz@consultant.volvo.com. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Bye bye, everybody. Thank you for listening.